I honestly cannot sit still waiting for House of David Season 3 to arrive, because Season 2, just like Season 1, was absolutely flawless. With the battle scenes, the drama, and the intrigue, we watched another incredible season. However, David's story is still far from being complete, and now we have officially entered the most exciting periods. In this video, I will talk about the important details we saw in the Season 2 finale of House of David and what we can expect in Season 3 based on those details. Season 2 finale's breakdown. I want to go over what we watched at the end of Season 2. First, we saw how David escaped King Saul's treacherous plan and narrowly avoided death. But unfortunately, surviving was not enough, and he had to leave his entire life behind and move into a life of being a fugitive. And at this point, we saw that Michal did not escape with him, and as if that were not enough, we unfortunately saw Michal slander David to her father, King Saul, in order to survive. David first received support from Jonathan, then he took Goliath's sword from the priests, and finally, both his own army and Joab's army came to him. And in this way, the army that would stand by David at every step on his path to kingship and fight with him in every battle was formed on Saul's side. Things went terribly wrong as always. He chased after David, but Samuel sacrificed himself and called down God's curse upon Saul and his soldiers one last time. Under this curse, Saul completely lost his mind and killed the priests in Nob. And finally, Eshbaal continued with his schemes and brought the king of Edom into their kingdom to help him seize the throne. Yes, right now, all the wars and all the drama are ready to explode. So let's take a look together at what we might see in Season 3. Season 3, first we will see Season 3 begin with David and his soldiers taking David's family to Moab to save them from Saul's wrath. After this, David will return to the Adullam caves, and there he will fight the Philistines. Immediately after this battle, King Saul will set out toward the Adullam caves once again to fight David. At this point, David will have to make an important choice between fighting or fleeing, and he will consult God for this. Of course, he will use the ephod brought by one of the priests who escaped Saul, and God will tell David to flee. After this, David will escape to the En-Gedi caves. And while David is hiding, Saul will come right near him, but before Saul can see David, David will cut off a piece of Saul's garment. And if you ask why David did not kill Saul, let me remind you that David said, "I will not lift my hand against my Lord, since he is the Lord's anointed." After this, Saul will be moved by David's humility and withdraw. After that, David will go to Paran and marry a woman named Abigail. And when he moves on to the desert of Ziph, he will encounter Saul and his soldiers once again, and he will spare their lives once more. Turning his face east, David will take refuge with the Philistines in the city of Gath, and there the Philistine king will give him the city of Ziklag. After that, David will win battle after battle, gaining victories against the southern kingdoms. Meanwhile, a war will break out between the Philistine king and Saul. Even though David wants to join this war, the Philistine king will not allow it. In this war, the Philistines will chase the Israelite army all the way to Mount Gilboa, and we will see Saul die there. And finally, we will see the finale of the series. After Saul, a war that will last for a full 2 years will take place between Eshbaal and David for the throne, and in this war, David will overthrow Eshbaal and become the king of Israel at the age of only 30. It really is a breathtaking story, right? I am already impatient to watch it. So, will this phenomenal Season 3, which we are sure will be amazing, really happen? Let's take a look at John Irwin's statements. In his latest interview, John Irwin said,
"Look, there's a lot to that guy's life. I would say there's 3 seasons, this season and the next, that conclude the rise of David, the young story. And then there's the later part of his life. So I've always considered what we're doing a trilogy, and Season 2 is the middle of that trilogy, and then Season 3 will conclude the rise of the character. And then that will get you to the later part of his life. But there's lots of stories to tell. He lived an epic life."
Here is what I understood from these statements. House of David will last 3 seasons and will end with David becoming king. But, as you know, Just as John Irwin said, there are many epic stories that took place during David's reign as well, and we might even see John creating a separate series for those. So I think we should all be prepared. Now, let's come to when we will watch this amazing season. For now, the filming date of the series has not even been announced, so we have no official release date. However, considering that the first season of the series was released in February 2025 and the second season in October 2025, it seems very likely that season 3 will follow this schedule and be released in summer or fall 2026. Alright, now it is your turn. What do you expect to see in season 3 of House of David? Did you like season 2? Let's meet in the comments. Meanwhile, if you want to learn what will happen in season 6 of The Chosen, check out this video.